Welcome back everyone, and welcome to 1 year later on Returnal. This is part of the Returnal Ascension DLC and the Returnal game as itself. A little bit of housekeeping before we go forward. All gameplay is my own, caught on a PS5. You'll see solo, 2-player, and even the tower mode all in this one video. Of course, if you do me a favor and like and subscribe, hit that bell to make sure you stay up to date with all my uploads. It's a huge help anyway. Let's get to it. So first of all, I want to say I didn't like Returnal. Back in 2021, its original release, constant dying and losing everything left me feeling like I was smacking my head against a brick wall, and it was beyond frustrating. I did not like it. However, with the addition of the Ascension DLC, we are introduced with co-op story. This is where the game shines. Now, with double the damage and a bit of distraction of the enemies, it feels easier, if not less painful, when you die, because you're experiencing this with someone else. Even dying in co-op feels like you're at least progressing more and more. With that out of the way, let's get into it, the story. So, the Returnal story is a bit of a crazy fever dream mess that is pretty much, you have to look up one of those ending explanation videos to fully understand. You play as Celine, as she seems to have crash landed on a planet every time she dies. She wakes up from that exact same crash. You have to push forward and progress through the ever-changing world to find answers to why this is happening. The story is a bit of a jumbled mess, but it's intriguing enough to sit in the background because the story isn't what keeps you going, it's the gameplay. The gameplay is amazing. With different randomized weapons and an awesome dash ability, you have to go from room to room, avoiding projectiles and killing enemies. And this is even funner with the addition of 2-player. Exploring the playground that is given to you that changes every time you die is a blast. The best part is the exploring. It's all up to you. You can beeline it straight for the main boss if you like, but if you do that, you might miss valuable guns or items that can make your life so much easier down the track. Or explore and well and truly be perfectly ready to fight these bosses. And these bosses are some of the most beautiful display of color and graphics I've seen in such a long time. Speaking of graphics, Returnal's graphics are stunning. They were stunning back in 2021, but with the addition of the tower mode, new areas have been added and especially beautiful to look at. Some of these bosses are just pure stunning areas of gaming I've ever seen. I mean, look at this guy, he's playing an organ and he's fighting with these amazing rays of color in projectiles. As simple as a fight as it was, I enjoyed every second of it because of the graphics and sound design. I am somehow leading into every single category really well at the moment. But speaking of sound design, sound is once again really good. From the sound of projectiles, enemies, or the amazing soundtracks of boss battles, sound design is given some really good time, care, and love, which is really appreciated in this alien world. Now, before I wrap this up, I really want to stress enough that I enjoyed this beyond compared in co-op mode. I would suggest to play this in co-op mode 100%, but I bet you're also thinking, Mark, you're normally quite really critical on game. Why is it that you're not that critical here? Well, here's my points of the negatives. I only have two. The easiest final boss I have ever played. Now, I don't know whether we just got so good at the game or that last level was so difficult that the boss at the end of the level just felt so easy, but my mate and I, we beat that boss battle by only getting hit once each. And we died like two or three times at the previous bosses, but this one, for some reason, was so incredibly easy. And that's a big negative, because that was the end of the game, which was a bit of a cliffhanger, because as we probably saw, there was an Act 3, but Act 3 can only be a cutscene, and that involves going back and getting collectibles. There's not actually extra game content. So if they were going to introduce another DLC or a Returnal 2 with more story, I'll be so up for that. Another thing is no 2-player in the tower mode. What's up with that? If the 2-player DLC came out with the tower mode, so make tower mode 2-player. Oh, I played tower mode solo and I would have had so much fun with my mate who I played the entire story with, let alone just by myself. Overall, those are the negatives, but I can't stress this enough. Returnal is now a co-op game. I wouldn't dare play the story solo Co-op is just incredible amount of fun with your friends or your partner. It's stressful, but with the right level of teamwork, it's really rewarding at some time. Returnal very quickly did a 360, I should say 180, 360, no, something like that. From being one of my most hated games, returned it within 2 days, to one of my favorite games. I actually had so much fun with it. I really recommend this as a co-op adventure. Even if you've already finished the game, jump in, bring a friend, and enjoy the world. Anyway, all, that's just my thoughts and opinions of Returnal, 1 year after the release. What did you think? Have you checked it out? The latest DLC, what did you think? Jump on with a friend. Did you enjoy Returnal on your first run? Let me know in the comment below. Before you go, please hit that thumbs up, consider subscribing, really helps me out so much. I'm really enjoying making these videos and enjoying growing. I just want to keep those numbers climbing and go to my all-time goal. Thank you so much, and once again, I will see you all in the next one. See you later.